Welcome to the Old Dark Theater channel, a channel celebrating monster movies from the silent era to 1969. In this episode, we'll test your knowledge of 1950s sci-fi and horror. You will try and identify each movie, then you'll see some trivia related to that movie. Some of these movies did not see much promotion and they came and went with little fanfare, but others left a lasting impact on movies of the era. Can you guess which movie was part of a large riot? Or which led to a lawsuit? Well, now on to the show. Attack of the Giant Leeches was one of a legion of movies made by the legendary Roger Corman. This review probably best sums it up. It's an okay movie when it's paired with another Corman movie called Bucket of Blood. The quality of the movie is probably best illustrated by this quote from Jay Sayer, who worked with Corman in the past. He said that the movie's costumes were made by the mother of Corman's girlfriend and they kept coming apart. How about these creative pairings of movies?
Speak English.
Of course. You are English, aren't you? What other language should I speak?
What we need to ask is, was a suffragette more likely to...
Devil Girl from Mars has the distinction of being the first major British science fiction movie made after World War II. But it also has the dubious distinction of launching the science fiction writing career of Hugo and Nebula Award winner Octavia Butler, who at the age of 12 thought she could write a better script than Devil Girl from Mars. Devil Girl was bought by Distributors Corporation of America for the equivalent of what is now $400,000. For the movie Giant Gila Monster, the radio station owned by the movie producers played the song Gila Monster for the last 52 hours of airtime that the station had left. After an initial successful introduction in select theaters in Texas, McClendon Radio Pictures took out this full-page ad in Variety. Can you imagine watching this lineup in 1964? The script for The Indestructible Man was written by the wives of the director's two favorite cameramen. It's been reported that star Lon Chaney Jr. requested the director not to make any changes or add any dialogue after lunch. This is likely because of Chaney's heavy drinking habit. How about this lineup?
You have what might be a plausible theory. That is, that an emotionless being is helpless when surrounded by beings with emotion.
It Conquered the World and She Creature got a $35,000 saturation campaign on radio, video, and newspaper. That's almost $400,000 in today's money. It also played in over 60 theaters in the first screenings.
If I'm insane, nothing will happen and you can do what you want with me. I'm right. Now.
The movie got a great treatment during its opening in San Francisco when a legion of bug-eyed aliens like the ones from the movie invaded San Francisco. Killers from Space was directed by W. Lee Wilder, brother of the much more famous Billy Wilder, who directed such classic films as Double Indemnity. Monster on Campus got a real treatment along with Blood of the Vampire when it got spots for 150 nights in theaters during Halloween. Despite lackluster reviews, the low-budget Monster on Campus was successful enough that producer Joe Gershenson, known more for his music production, was picked to produce The Leech Woman and Curse of the Undead.
Bring them in, please.
To say that some movie reviewers were lukewarm about teenage zombies would be an understatement. However, in Nebraska, when it was paired with Journey to the Seventh Planet and tied in with the space craze, that theater did double its normal business. In his book Scream Queens, author Beck says that teenage zombie director Jerry Warren cast his female lead, Catherine Victor, without her reading the script, and he had her bring her own dresses. Catherine said she was very disappointed in the film.
Stand by.
No! No! Don't switch on!
Switch on.
The Atomic Man had a novel plot about a scientist who was living 7.5 seconds ahead of everyone else due to radioactivity. Some reviews of the movie were quite brutal. In Kentucky, there was a pretty interesting ad campaign that went with the movie, and if you watched the 93-minute British version called Time Slip versus the 78-minute American version, you were probably less confused by the movie. Unlike many movies in this quiz, The Bat, which starred A-listers Vincent Price and Agnes Moorehead, it got the red carpet treatment and had a full international ad campaign for promotion. This is a list of all the things that one theater in Harrisburg did to promote the movie, like a trail of stenciled bats on the sidewalk leading to the theater, doormen in bat helmets and black masks, a nurse near a sign that read, "Nurse on duty for those that can't stand the shock of the bat," and more.
Jungle.
Close the door. I don't want to hear it.
Sounds like music.
Reviewers at the time weren't much impressed with Bride of the Gorilla. Lon Chaney even appeared at a drive-in to promote the movie.
sex.
Attack of the Killer Shrews got a pretty hefty $300,000 budget, and to promote it, radio station WISL did a 1-hour, 20-minute movie soundtrack broadcast complete with box office announcements. When it proved to be a success, the movie producers put a full-page ad in Variety magazine.
You were fine until you saw it. Now it has you all preoccupied with memories of the past. We're going to burn it.
Despite the awesome title, it only got fair reviews. But hey, if you died of fright during the movie, you got a free burial.
We continued on to a height of 10,000 feet above sea level, where I wanted to commence my work.
Snow Creature is another movie directed by W. Lee Wilder and was the type of movie he would become known for. One industry reviewer thought it had promise. However, another reviewer even went so far as to recommending theater owners to bid low on acquiring the film.
The area is rich in chemical resources. That means power and industry, according to Bauer. And Wright says a real estate boom is on.
Unknown World was a fairly unremarkable movie, so much so that one film industry magazine said that children would find it the most interesting. You can often now see Unknown World cited for other reasons.
Or to listen to men of science, like Dr. Jeremiah Morley, famed geologist.
Actor Victor Killian played Morley in the movie, but was uncredited. It's been reported that he was blacklisted at the time for his political views. I Was a Teenage Werewolf turned out to be a real surprise success. The director himself said he had to be talked into directing the picture by his wife because he didn't want his name attached to it. It was made in 8 days, cost $82,000, and made $1.5 million. Teenage Werewolf was part of a group of movies shown in a theater in Detroit, in which 700 teenagers rioted in a theater with only one usher, and the police had to be called in to quell things. There are several interesting aspects about the Mole People. The writer said he had no idea why he was picked to write that script, but he was very happy to come up with an exciting one. The movie was paired with Kuruku, Beast of the Amazon, and one theater gave out a free funeral as a prize. It was won by a 16-year-old. The movie was also part of a $50,000 lawsuit claiming the story was used without permission.